What to do? What to do? Better Games in the building. You know what it is. Another episode 115. Let me know if my levels are good, my volume's good in the chat, please. It's an interesting year. Now, I'm far from being a content creator. However, I do like updating things in my life, things that I do. This is a humble channel. I do have some very generous people in my life with regards to this YouTube thing that like what I do and have shared some support privately. And part of that has been what you've seen recently with maybe the change with regards to some of my backgrounds and shows, as well as obviously an update with regards to the microphone. And I am so very thankful for the generosity, for the support. And first things first, my peoples come first. My people that are here, no longer here, thought of and remembered. You guys and girls continue to help the channel. Obviously, I haven't hit the 1K mark. I haven't hit levels within the YouTube world to get some monetary support. But even before getting there, thank you so much. I guess private investors, people allowing the lights to stay on and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing. Again, this is a hobby of mine. Now, got a lot to talk about, and I'm going to start the clock because I'm going to need this clock to keep me on point. It is not going to be one of those shows. I will tell you that right now. What I do every show, however, the supporters, those that are like, listen, Vader, we're with you, rain or shine, supporting and not. Let me go to the comments, make sure my levels are good. Yeah, no one's saying that they can't hear me. No one's saying that my I guess my levels are low, so everything must be good on that end. Let me shout out the very first in the building. Danny's in the building. Good looking out. Thank you so much for the support, my guy. You'll never see a club with trophies like us, and you'll never see a club bottle the way we did against Manchester United. The yin and the yang, the ups and downs. Oh, I'm telling you. Can you see the additions? Can you see the additions? That game, oh my gosh. That game had me stressed. I obviously had to do my appearances. I had to make sure I spoke about the game, spoke about the players, spoke about the club. But right after that, I kid you not, right after that, I did back-to-back workouts. There's no emotional eating for me. If like stress is there, if platinum starts bursting through, I gotta be active. I gotta go work out. I gotta put my body through something. So I did that immediately, and it's calmed me down, although starting to flare up again. Let me also shout out Royale in the building. Laughing his head off. Royale's laughing his head off over here. He goes, the time period between the two goals, so the equalizer and the winner, is at 115 seconds. Nah. Is it? That's mad if it is. That is absolutely mad if it is. Royale also wants to say, I love football sometimes. Listen, I love it too. Good and bad. Bright or dark, good times, tough times. Now you gotta love it. It's absolutely amazing. Love it. Sebastian in the building. Era's come to an end. Now we gotta hold off on this one a little bit. We gotta hold off on the declaration that this era is ended. We gotta chill. We gotta chill. Is there a pause? Is there an interruption? An era coming to an end? You gotta chill on that. Now, listen. Let me listen. If you haven't hit the like button, if you haven't dropped a comment, if you haven't subscribed, do so. Do so. This is a channel that's growing. Again, it's not growing mainstream wise. This is the thing. This is funny. It's like for those of you North American, maybe actually, no, you have it everywhere. I'll use this analogy for everyone to understand. You ever have like silent donators? Like I was blown away. absolutely blown away by and the person obviously did this privately, not looking for any type of recognition or anything like that, but blown away by being like, listen, you're one of, he said, I'm one of few that actually have a unique way of talking about things. And obviously I'm just being myself. I'm not over the top. I'm not I'm obviously not looking for engagements like, you know what? I need to have a thumbnail with me shocked, right? For me to get people to click in and interact, or have those emergency, like, no. But it was pointed out on funny on some of the things that are like very trendy, very consistent within kind of like the YouTube football world, and to essentially point out how I'm very much different to that. And yeah, the support's been amazing. And obviously, I don't ask for it. I was looking for this to be a sustainable thing through YouTube eventually, but thank you so very much. And those that have been doing it, thank you, genuinely. Absolutely, thank you. A reason why I'm trying to actually be a lot more consistent, because when I have generosity like that, I feel compelled, and thank you so very much for doing this. Now, I see I see comments, and I see a link request. First, let me get to the comments properly, and I'm going to start the timer because I do have a tight deadline because I will be featured on another show later. Zane, Mateus Nunes gives the ball away and then comes in like a steam train, crazy. We'll speak on it. We'll speak on it. Adam in the building. Adam, CIA agent. Link. You want a link? All right, we'll get to it. I'm gonna get through a portion of this first. Nate says, "Hey man, been a minute, but wanted to drop by and show some love." Listen, Nate, good looking out. Appreciate it. Hope all's good. And I trust me, appreciate the support 100%. Donna's in the building. She goes, Wagwan, Mr. Vader Games TV. Thank you, Donna. Thank you for being in mix. Thanks for dropping in the comments. See you in the holiday spirit. Now, let me do this. Let me do this. Mr. Vader, will you be an American? I will. I will be there. I will be there. And it's gonna be a fun show. Trust me, it is going to be a fun show. Nate goes, as a United fan, it was a beautiful day, but I didn't realize how bad it was for you guys until I watched how you guys played yesterday. Listen, Nate, that's a real comment. Thank you so very much. That's a real comment. And often rivals, even on American Waffle, they'll speak about my club and take my point of view as it being less informed than theirs. And I've recently, like yourself, right, Nate, like yourself, I've heard United fans being like, oh, I actually paid attention in this game. I actually saw what or how you guys are and had a different perspective. Like, yeah. So when we go back and forth, it's going to be what it is. Some are going to get called out for talking like they actually know what they've been talking about, but they haven't really been watching the game. You know what I mean? So we'll get through all of that. But I'm going to do this. And again, Manchester City fans, for the most part, obviously there's some bad apples here and there, but for the most part, we're a classy bunch. We remember the struggles that we came through. We know what the difficulties are. But I'm going to actually show a lot. I'm going to show this person a lot of respect because he was a game changer. He was the difference maker. He left his stamp on this game in more ways than one, and that's this man right here. That's this man right here. You can't think of any big moments within the game that weren't a result of his impact, of his input, right? So I'm going to shout him out, and I'm going to point out, because I want to highlight this, that why City lost in the Manchester Derby was largely because of him. Obviously, there were individual mistakes within the game, but for the large part, the last 2 dying minutes within the game, it was this guy. It was absolutely this guy. Zane, thought Gunnigan played well yesterday, to be fair. Zane, Gunnigan wasn't as noticeably off pace. However, where could you say Gunnigan pushed the game? Like, made things difficult for United, showed to be incredibly threatening. The issue is, and if it's not clear for City fans or rivals, the squad's aged out. The squad's aged out for with regards to who is available. I mean, if we look and let me start the. Oh my goodness, I didn't even start the clock. Listen, I didn't even start the clock. And please, actually, before I start the clock, let me know if you can hear this because I've been working on something. All right, on American Waffle, it's going to be a game changer. It's going to be a game changer when you tune into the American Waffle because I mean, we're supposed to be Blue Brothers. The way they're moving, they're not Blue Brothers. But you got RSM, which is Mr. Graphics, always wants to put things on the screen, always falsely accusing me of gaslighting. And then you got Marshall over there with Mr. Soundboard with the listen, we're again the support, the silent supporters, right? The boosters for you Americans out there, the boosters with regards to Bitter Games TV and this channel. I've got a few things that I can mess around with. Let me know if you can hear this first and foremost. Did you hear that? Like, was it loud? Please let me know in the comments. My girl RK in the building. She goes, I got so much to say, but it will not come clear if written. The girl RK, we're gonna do shows together. All right. You don't need to be on camera. It'd be great to be able to hear your voice. We can asked for a link, maybe not this show in particular, but we will get there. We will get there. We'll have the convo. Trust me. Troy in the building. Hey, Vader, Troy, let me know. Were you able to hear this? Let me know if you're able to hear this. I'm messing around with something with regards to sound, so please let me know. But good looking out. Now, I'm going to start this clock. We're going to get this popping. Here we go. Clock started. Let me actually do this so it's nice and clean. Vader game. All right. Now, why City lost? Why City lost this Manchester derby? First, if it's not clear, it's got to be. The pace is gone. The pace is gone for how we prefer to play, for how we were able to dominate. And it's not a matter of, hey, adjust for the time being, adjust and maybe not suffer one win in 10 or 11, right? It's a matter of just realizing the quality that this squad is at with the bodies that are available and aren't available. Now, I said this on a previous show, and I'm going to get to the comments. I'm going to continue to flow with this. I'm going to send Adam a link a little later on in the show. But when I talked about a couple shows ago on what the squad would have been going into this season, it would have been a combination of youth and experience. Say experience because that's how you refer to this. You say experience, but the age with regards to a Kova, a Gunnigan, a KDB, right? I'm not even going to talk about age with regards to keepers because that's irrelevant. But when you talk about who would have been available, we've got youth on the wings. We got Doku, Savino. We would have had Oscar Bob, youthful, right? In combination to a Bernardo Silva with the experience, in combination with a Jack Grealish for experience. We obviously Holland, solo, no backup, of course. But then we've got a KDB, we've got a Foden, we've got James McAtee, we would have Nunez, we'd have Kova, we'd have Gunnigan, a combination of age and youthfulness in that midfield. The glaring things, no cover for Rodri, no cover for Holland. Yes, I get all that. Defensively, though, healthy bodies, we got more than ample enough. But is it a matter of age? Right? Is it a matter of age with regards to Stones, Diaz, Akanji, Ake, Walker, Rico, Lewis, Gavardio? Listen, fully healthy, I don't think this is the type of disaster that we have. But why City lost in a Manchester derby has nothing to do with what our squad should have been or was going to be this season. We lost this game. We lost this Manchester derby because we could not match, and we haven't been able to match the physicality and the demand of a 90-minute game. Our experience is absolutely amazing, tremendous. Look at the games that we've been in. I'm not going to list it all because, again, the homework is there if you want it. You can go and look at the games. But if you want to just go off recency with the crumbling to Feyenoord, if you just want to look at that, controlling the game until the 75th minute, quality on that pitch, but a full 90, we fall off. All right, that comes back to bite us again in this game. The reason why I have this United player, which is bothering the heck out of me on this screen, is because look at what pace, look at what youthfulness, look at what legs were able to do for 90 minutes. I'm going to get to the comments. I see you guys all in the comments. Good looking out. But this is where we need to fix up, where we haven't been able to fix up, and where we got caught. Where we got caught was because we could not match the intensity for 90 minutes. And that's happened to us more than once. That's Pep on the sidelines being like, guys, you know what you need to do. I know you have the quality to do this. Stay dialed in. And I'm not going to put all of the freaking blame on Nunez. Those fans that just want to, you know what? We've all done project work. Hopefully some of you, depending on where you are in your life, you've had a team, you've worked amongst coworkers, or you've played sports, you've been on teams yourselves. I don't get the pylon. It's so tired. Like you say it once, you get it. This player Nunez realized instantly the mistake he made. That's why he was sprinting back into the 18-yard box. And the man should have shown composure. The man should have also looked to have should have trusted his teammates with regards to Ederson in terms of made a mistake. Okay, Ederson, you look to stay to obviously make a save. And Nunez just be in control. It was a terrible mistake. But his game overall was actually not too bad. Ahmad was relentless. And here's the problem. Diallo was relentless. And I had a point where I was like, you know what? If this kid was able to stay onside, we would have been in a lot more trouble. If he was able to actually read the game, right? If he was actually able to read the game and stay onside for some of those early opportunities, it would have been an even longer day. Like, it wouldn't have been losing the game in the last 2 minutes. I'm going to get to the comments. I am so annoyed. You know what I will do out of respect for the time is I will pause it. Yeah. And I will get to the comments. Zane, Erling Haaland, uncomfortable conversation need to be had. No, there's no uncomfortable conversations for Zane. Zane, no. Listen. The reason why I'm not entertaining the combo is because we know the exact striker that he is. We know how the team need to play for him and how he needs to play for the team. I'm yelling my head off. Release a pass and give your striker a chance to get to it. Let's see how swift of foot this back line of United are. Send it over top. Send it on an angle. Let's see who can win on that foot race, right? I know how deadly Haaland is. I'm not having any uncomfortable conversations with Zane. And Zane, you need to stop. You know how to judge bad strikers, Zane. You know how to judge bad strikers. Let's not start any uncomfortable conversation with Haaland. All right? You have to do that at home. You have to do that at home first. Troy, you guys are truly washed. Getting beaten by United is truly, you guys finished also. I heard it, but it was really low volume. No, listen. We've talked about how poor we are. And this is why also on the football terrace, I had to tell some United fans, relax. You guys can play amongst, or you guys can compete. We're not the benchmark to be saying you can compete with anybody. This city form, nah. Don't look at it be like, oh, you know what? We got a squad here. Our manager got us dialed in. We could do so and so. Not against this City squad. You need to relax. We are not good. Washed. I'd be careful with that because it's not the entire team. There's some things we need to tweak. There's some areas. And again, Troy, you, Zane, you guys understand where the refresh needs to happen, right? When your manager was trying to get things to work, when you guys had that influx of signings, right? When you brought in, the reason why I had to tell Zane chill with that striker uncomfortable combo, because when you brought in, some additions, when you brought in the striker that was supposed to match my guy, Erling Haaland, when you brought him in, you guys are supposed to go on the run, but it takes a little bit of fixing, right? You had that refresh. Ours is about to happen. Zane, what's happening with Manchester City right now is what happens at every football club. Zane, you're absolutely right. This is why it's calm over here. This is why it's calm. And I see my man Red Devil in the comments, but this is why it's calm. Red Devil himself, United fan, have seen the highs and kind of seen the plateaus and seen like the ups and downs. Listen, I get all that. I get all that. And I also get a manager that said, I'm committed for another 2 years. I ain't going nowhere. Let's fix this. Let's get this back. I know the future that needs to happen. And on my previous show, I had to speak about the financial numbers, right? I had to speak about why that gives me and should give many City fans confidence moving forward, because what makes the world go round? All right. We've got that. We showed record revenue. We're going to fix this. We're going to fix this because we have a commitment to be of high quality off and on the pitch. So we're going to be able to do our thing. Troy, do you think our team is better than your trouble-winning season team? No, Troy, are you being real? Is that a real question? I'm gonna ask you this, Troy. I'm gonna ask you this. Do you think that this team you currently have is better than your quad chasing team? Answer me that. Answer me that, Troy. Red Devil, hey Bader, how are you doing? Hey man, I had to put in 2 workouts after the game. I'm glad we were able to talk. Able to message in your chat. You had a good recap, player ratings, and all that stuff. I'm doing all right. I see that. Yeah. You love Ahmad. You got to. You had a great game. You had a very good game. My gal. My gal Rose in the building. She goes, "Hey Vader, what on earth is this? Make me understand what is going on. Someone please help Manchester City." Rose. Sometimes the highs are just as lows, or the highs are just as great because of the lows. Right now it's a low. Right now it's an extreme low. Losing to these guys, bro. Oh my gosh. That game, oh my Mike, listen, I've got 2 amazing. I got a little prince, a little princess. They heard me lose my mind. That pass back, I was like, I had Champions League like stressing, like, what? No way, no. And you know what? Something like that happened a little early in the game too. Oh no. And I'm not gonna kill Nunes for it. He's not good enough. This is not good enough for the club talk. Like, I'm all over the place. I need to start this clock. Let me get back to the comments as well. My girl Rose, my girl RK, and my gal Rose both trying to find some reasoning here. I'm trying to find it too. People's agenda against Nunes is shameful. I've never felt so bad for a player. You could see it on. Listen, he went and acknowledged it right from the jump. The girl RK, he instantly in game, he obviously realizes his error, sprinted down, out of control, shouldn't have done that. But that showed like he didn't want to. Obviously, the player didn't want to let the team down, didn't want to let the club down, didn't want to let the fans down. I think he's gonna need tremendous support, and I hope, maybe not the next game, but I hope he's trusted very soon to just play. There's the quality there. A lot of it is confidence. Ivory in the building, need major overhaul turnover. We need. You know what the Ivory, let me say this. You know what the, because I'm a glass half full guy. I'm a glass half full. I've seen fan bases not be able to let players go because there wasn't that terrible form. There wasn't that, like, we can see that you can't do this. Like, you kind of want to hold on to things. The way we've seen the inconsistency of players being available, as well as us losing to this United squad, like, we're down bad. This is horrible. Because we've dropped this low, because we quality game from him, but because we lost to that squad, fan bases can be like, you know what, we understand. Listen, those that are up there in age, those that have been absolute heroes for us over the years, I think the fan base will be like, thank you. On to the next. Thank you. We wish you the best with wherever you end up next. We obviously have to kind of replenish. We need to have an overhaul, like you mentioned, and we need to move on. I think the fan base are all going to be calm with that. It's not, we won't be having this like, oh, player regret, right? We won't be having this player regret on so-and-so should have remained here and all that kind of stuff. Red Double Studio, subscribe to his channel if you haven't. Maguire pocketing Holland was pocketing Maguire. This is the point that I'm trying to make, man. Like, release a ball over top, release it on an angle. Let's see who can get there. Let's see whether two defenders both go after the ball when Holland's there, maybe gives up some space. I want that. I want a little bit of irregular, unscripted football. I want a little bit of, like, you know what? It's not quite the design. Let's test it. Let's have a little flyby type moment. That's what I want. The Dugout, what it do? Football channel. If you haven't, please subscribe, support the channel as well. I'm surprised you didn't test on. Yes, I said this in the preview games. Test this guy. There's what Bozo Gene. There's an error. There's a mess up. That's I don't get it. And the first set piece, the first corner, we score. Maybe it wasn't the first corner, but like, didn't take much. I do think your squad is aging badly. Lots of players getting towards 30 plus. Yeah. And this, if it was another league, I'd get it. Not in the Prem. It's too, you gotta be with it. There's no luxury, there's no fancy, the physicality's real. That's why we love this league. And some of these players aren't ready for it. No longer ready for it. I never saw this coming. 1 win in 11 is insane. It is. I never saw it coming. Actually, in the chat, you guys never told me. Could you hear my sound effects? Tell me if you hear this. I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm going to play it, and you tell me if you hear it. Okay? Type in the chat. Type if you heard what that word was, and if you can get what that was, please. Give me Gavardio. I need this. Get out of here, Troy. You ain't getting Gavardio. What were your thoughts on the Walker? You know what? It's a derby in terms of, let's try to get under a player's skin. I've seen it way too much, right? Well, I'm trying to remember which player was it that got hurt and kind of like did one of those. What? Let me know in the chat. There's a player who got hit, covered up, and kind of like just peeked to see what was going on. It happens way too much. There's cameras everywhere. The delayed fall, absolute comedy. And sometimes you need that in a derby. See what the ref's going to do. How did you feel when the second goal went in? The second goal went in, I was still like, this game's going to end in a draw. I was like, okay, listen, last minute heroics, let's go. But how that second goal went in, yikes. Absolute yikes. I've witnessed, City fans have witnessed, okay? City fans have witnessed. Oh, it's not clear. Okay, the volume's low. I'm gonna fix that out. Thank you. Um, I've witnessed Walker busting a sprint, right? Busting a sprint, sliding, kicking it off the goal line. I've seen John Stones do something similar, right? I thought that's what Gavardio was gonna do. I thought that's what he was gonna do. Just clear it. What, he tried to backheel it or something? Nah, just kick that. Just kick it off to the right or to the left. Tried to sort his feet. I really thought I was gonna get one of those goal line clearances. Oh man, I was yelling my head off. Troy, yeah, we have more control, and I know you know it. It's time for an era to close. Pep doesn't know what he's Troy, you're forcing it, man. You're forcing it. We're not gonna sack him. You're not gonna get me with the Tom Little quote about like you're not gonna hear me say Pep's past it. It's time to move on. No, Tom Little can say that about his man, his best manager in the Prem era, not me. Pep's got this season, and he's got 2 more. Barrio in the building. City lost again. Ole ole. You disappoint me as a Blue Brothers. I disappoint. I disappoint you. I disappoint. Listen, tough times. Tough times. I'm seeing who the Warriors are. I'm seeing who I want to take with me in battle. I'm seeing who's gonna punk out. I'm seeing who's gonna be like, listen, yeah, I'm retreating. Wave the white flag. I'm looking to see who those are. Nah, not me, man. We fight until the end. We fight until the end. Are seriously considering moving into the market for, yeah, Robinson for sure during the winter transfer window. Fulham have increased. Yeah, I'm not surprised at that. Tag towards 40 million. The thing with Robinson though is it would make sense if Ake's let go. And the problem is Ake was a warrior for us, but international break's been killing. Let me stay on point. Let me stay on point. Thank you so much. I knew you meant City. Barrio, would you mind doing us a favor and take? We can't do that, man. We can't do that. You got to deal with that. You got to deal with that. I'm gonna work on my sound effects. So I do need it to get louder. I don't know why it doesn't show up well on here. But yeah, we'll get that fixed. We'll get that sorted. Now, my gal bros, we lost not because United are a great team. We actually lost because we're horrible. We lost because we're bad. We lost at home. We lost at home. Now, for the most part, not too many United fans are carrying on too wildly. They ain't talking recklessly. Like Red Devils was like, he was surprised at the win because he talked about, we did a preview, talked about how it might be like a 2-1, something like that. It was a 2-1 for the wrong team. But I am very patient because I like what I saw with Pep's approach to this game, right? We saw a different formation. We saw, for the most part, we saw the quality that a lot of us beg for, but obviously we at the same time we see that the pace isn't there. To be able to keep up with the speed of the game and the speed of the game in the Prem as well as the Champions League is not there. So when we think of this upcoming January and we think of Echeverri coming over, again, attacking player, which would be good. The phasing out of a KDB has nothing to do with the ability being gone, but the physicality of the game. And maybe he's still like a few months from being at his best because repairing a hamstring tear does not happen like that. Confidence in terms of how long you can actually run on it, how aggressive you can be. What we're lacking, listen, City fans, when no one wanted to face us, when everybody was not able to have a good night's sleep before playing us, was because they knew it was going to be a relentless 90 minutes in possession as well as out. We would press teams. We would press them out of possession. You'd see used to be Holland high up the pitch, KDB high up the pitch, Foden, Grealish out on that. You would close your eyes and remember all the goals we would catch because we would press them, poor pass, bang, we're on attacking. We don't have it anymore. The bodies we currently have in this squad cannot do that. That's the rebuild. That's the replenish. That's the looking at City and they're washed. Okay, we need to change that because of what we like to do. Our style of football. Not a compromise to be able to do or not go based off of the philosophy that Pep has. The philosophy will change when we have a different manager. Right now, we need to get the right bodies for it. And it was okay when we had Holland that wasn't able to really press as aggressively as Julian Alvarez was when they would, sometimes be replaced for each other. But when we would make teams not have a chance to think, it's when we're pressing. And we can't do that with an aged Walker right now. We can't do that with an aged midfield with Gundogan or Kova. And we also can't do that with KDB right now. So we're going to rebuild. We got to stop the bleeding. First and foremost, we got to stop the bleeding. And I don't know if we stop the bleeding on the next game. We play Aston Villa next. I don't know if we stop. Oh, my God. My girl, my gal, RK Rose, I don't know. I don't know. This game, credit to United, it's a derby. Credit to them for the game. Diallo is an upcoming star because he was relentless all game long. That's why he got that late winner. Or that's why he got the equalizer or caused the equalizer and got that late winner. We're going to rebuild. And when some want to say they haven't seen a manager do this, fall off like this, well, they haven't seen a manager win 4. This is the problem with winning 4. Maybe if we had a year off, we dropped off a little bit, maybe fall into the second or third after winning a 3-peat, it wouldn't be that bad. But to go to the very last again, because we went to the very last day last season to win by 2 points. Maybe had we fallen off then, only won 3 in a row like Sir Alex Ferguson did. Sorry, RDS and all you United fans. Maybe if we took a year off, this year isn't as bad. I think this is the problem of trying to push it a little further with the same players, trying to get the 5th. And we learned from it. Consequence. Troy, Amarin switched clubs mid-season just to beat City for the second time. Nice. Yeah, that's going to be a nice vendetta moving forward. I'm not going to lie. Rose, Vader, I believe we will be back sooner than later. I believe as well. We're going to talk about this. This was 115, one question, 50 minutes. I wanted to talk about why City lost this Manchester derby. We're not that good. And we're not that good going into another game versus Aston Villa. Got a lot to talk about. This is the first show of the week for me. Look out for any notifications. Look out for CIA, or I'm going to have other City fans, and obviously we're going to have the combo. I'll send you a link on that one, or maybe the next 115 I do. Adam, apologies on this one. And now I'm gonna be dealing with 2 shows later on today as I do a feature for A-listers, and I will be doing a feature on American Waffle. I'm Vader Games. Thank you so very much. Please, before you go, please hit that subscribe button. Support the channel. Let me see you in the comments if you're watching this on a replay, and enjoy this outro as we get to it. I'm gonna work on the sound effects because the support's been tremendous. I'm gonna get those sound effects working. But thank you so very much. Good looking out. Here's the outro.